Hello MennoNerds, this is Michael again, and I want to talk about why some Bible-believing Christians support Donald Trump. So Rachel Stella wrote in the MennoNerds Facebook group, something I've been wondering about lately. How is it that people who read the Bible are part of church that have high view of scripture, whole theologies with some really glorious truth, etc. How do these folk have such diverse social worldviews? And she mentioned that she's specifically thinking about the phenomenon of professing Christians with seemingly solid theology now voicing support for and affirmation of Donald Trump. I would like to answer this question with pointing to our friends, the Pharisees in the New Testament. Some people have objected to applying Pharisaic theology and the phenomenon of Pharisees to modern day Christians, but I think that's exactly why Jesus took the debate with them so much, why Jesus took them as an example to his disciples to not be like them, is because he knew that these same theological principles that the Pharisees of his time in that specific context had were very problematic, to say the least. And I'm specifically thinking about what the New Testament describes as hypocrisy among the Pharisees, also viewing certain rituals and legalistic laws as much more important than love, also describing love for money among the Pharisees in Luke 16, as well as many other problems. Now, the Pharisees were Bible-believing Jews who had a high view of Scripture and really wanted to passionately follow it, but they had these problems, and not just because they didn't value love that much. Jesus also describes the hypocrisy of what's the English words? They strain out a gnat. We don't say that in Swedish. Of straining out gnats but swallowing camels. Yes, we have a lot of people in the Western world specifically who claim to be Bible believing and claim to have a high view of Scripture, but that are not really following the social teachings of Christ. And I think that the social teachings of Christ are very clear. There's been some discussion in the Facebook group about biblical interpretation and getting some help from sources outside of the Bible. When it comes to social issues like how we should treat the poor and how we should view wealth, I think Jesus is extremely clear. I think it's dishonest to think that there could be any ambiguity about what he thinks. But really what I've found is that people who do not support this, they don't have a very high view of those particular scriptures. I would be more surprised if a person who is indeed following Jesus' social teaching, that is selling everything he or she has and gives it to the poor, welcomes the stranger passionately and prophetically, is active for peace and justice. If that person supports Donald Trump and his idea of deporting 11 million immigrants and building a wall against Mexico, that would surprise me. But to be fair, Christians who claim that they are Bible believing and yet they have these ideas, they're not really paying attention to what Jesus said. Thank you for watching and God bless you.